Yeah, well, I predicted it right. I did say that the qualifying order was going to get a bit of a shuffle around, and it certainly has. What a great pass there from the Falcon. Shows what your main engines can do. Aussie power.
Absolutely. It's what we call a back half car. As you can see, still looks very much like a family sedan with a racing rear suspension, a lot of horsepower on the front. See what sort of numbers it produces at the top end of the track. 826.
I wouldn't be surprised if Mark Slater.
The number, but he's still fast, Jane.
Yeah, he certainly is. A 720. Mark Slater just doing the burnout in the 200 SX, running for Barcode Dynamics. In beside him, Shane.
He was not going any quicker on this pass. I don't think he wanted to go fast. The car was clean and straight. Got into 148 mile an hour half track and
So playing the game, perhaps, Rob. This is, of course, the third and final qualifying session of full.
Motoring on the way, 777, 174 mile an hour. Numbers well and true. Back to the 107. Where do we qualify? 7-3.
Bigger legs, forced front tailor and just the full visor down and the insects smacking you in the face at 190 mile. You don't have those ability. Not this early in the day. Not this early in the day. That's it. Get it up there. Master becoming the stage. Yeah, 50's visor down, put the car in. Probably saw the cameras and geez, we've done a little overload in this other act. But that will not be good enough. A 659. It's dialed in at 676, half a light the tree, give a take, the hot rod. Get the start. Yeah, you just want these cars to shoot your cars. Takes the win, goes 6. This should be a good matchup, Terry, on the inside.
27.42 for... And yeah, mate, it's the VX Commodore Rick Nelson and the XY GT board.
Yeah, 19 chasing a 10.46.
I still want to be doing that.
Half a light.
Yeah, that red light come up.
How confidence? Yes. Confidence, Brett. Just roll.
Yeah. At a 10.3. Well, I'll save that.
Yeah, we'll save it up. We won't let anybody know how quick I can go.
Won't even have to put any more fuel in the car.
Yeah, we'll keep that one up. Dave Yanko in the rocket lane, dialed in at 917. He's going to chase down Michael Adams, 1061, the little LH. So Mick Adams written on the car, so we'll call Michael Mick, and he's getting the start. And he's sitting back, he says, I'm not going to pre-stage, you're too far back, buddy. So Dave Yanko sitting back behind the 540 QE Chevrolet powered HQ utility. Two good-looking blue Holdens on the line, two shades of blue. Here's where the mind games will start. There's a little bit going on. I'm still moving, so the starter can't get angry with me.
I think he was. I think Royce is getting a little bit toey there.
Oh, he does get short. He's got a sore leg, so doesn't take much aggravating today. And I tell you what, Yanko, they'll give it 20 seconds. Doesn't matter what
Psyched him out, good and proper there.
he did, and Adams broke you up by you say a tenth.
Yep, so winners are winners are winners, so Yanko will be coming back around again in that youth.
And there's so much that goes on in this particular bracket of drag racing. They play these sort of games all the time.
So Phil Newton in the wheel-standing Tirana, and Andrew Johnstone in the Johnson's Garage Holden VT Commodore, and an 877 and a 990 for Newton in the Tirana.
See Tirana 406 Chevy powered car, dialed in at 926. In beside Gary Brett from Walkerston here in Queensland, the Trans Am with a 632 Cuba.
Couple of Queenslanders in the house.
789 chasing a 926. There's a second or two in this.
Geez, I really wouldn't want to be looking down the barrel of that.
Another 1.3 difference.
Second top qualifier, Brett. And that immaculate looking Trans Am. Two totally differently configured cars. Just waiting for Parry to bring the little Tirana in.
Oh, they use every trick. You use every trick in the book.
Not know what
Track.
Can we get all the super sedan to the lanes, please, folks? The super sedan races, you should be making your way round to the staging lanes now, please.
Yes, please do. Nikki Zarensky, 948, chasing down Jacob Davis's 1075. Sit up, Harley, up against the Destroyer.
Yes, I'm pretty sure I know which one I'd like to go for a Sunday drive on, though, Kerry.
Yeah, let's stick with the sit up.
Has gone under and
He's won the race. He's just got to roll through and he's got one.
We're still waiting for Davis. Jacob Davis is going to run a
24.66 on a perfect line for a win. Zarikowski over Red. Why didn't I roll off this?
There, so Davis in the stand-up, in the sit-up, Harley, yes, very nice work with that AAA light, and he got his just desserts with it too, didn't he, mate?
If he can fix it, he's back.
Oh, just something minor.
Absolutely, it's just a maybe a day since he does maybe a snap at one of those kick up. Andy Roberts with a 9.25 being chased by Riggin Wall. 8.93.
Two Suzukis.
Yes. Just goes, it doesn't matter.
Suzuki come back around for the next round.
Yeah, once you've gone too fast, it's all over. Ken Collin from Edstead again, yeah, from on a Suzuki Hayabusa, 9.53 the dial in. Anthony Duncan in beside, also on a Hayabusa, dialed in at 8.96.
Duncan all the way from Billowheeler.
Yeah, he's a coal miner.
That's a good trade. Good coal miner.
Hayabusa got there first, went 9.03 on an 8.96, and Ken Collin went 9.48 with an 8 on a 53. Man, he broke out by a light year.
So we'll be getting Mr. Duncan, the coal miner. He will be coming back round for the third round.
Yeah, digging himself in deeper.
He is. That he is.
So Mike Beaton with a 9.88 dial in, getting chased down by Brett Curnow with a 9.53. So the Harley will do the chasing, the GSXR 750, a little Suzuki getting the start. Speeders Motorcycles doing...
on a 9.53 and a 9.802 on a 9.88. Yeah, double breakout, but yeah, Curnow will take the win with the lesser breakout.
Man, this is getting tough.
Oh, that
what
is.
A high bike.
You'd be thinking, is he backing off? Is he backing off? No. We're going to ride that thing through and just roll the dice.
I think they're all backdooring today. Alan Annis, this side in the PM Lubricants, on the PM Lubricants Suzuki GSR 950, getting the start from Kev Cleve. 880 doing the chasing. So 0.7, nearly 2 lanes on the tree. And he's going to have to ride the ride of his life to stay in front. He does. Goes 8.
All the way from Anstead in the Motorex Oil sponsored Susie, and the Ron Cut Builder Supplies, Ron Adams, all the way from Austral in New South Wales.
Bought it now, I don't feel like
So a 909 chasing down a 974. So 2 lights on the tree. Start to the Harley.
There's been some good racing in this category.
All being equal, will get there first. And
breakout for Adam still to 965.
At 145 mile an hour, but could not duplicate the run of Barry Moore in Speedflow Lane. What have we got happening here? Ian Nelson.
Lockie Boyd in the Roadster, of course, he needs.
Nelson on a 990 dialing, 150 mile an hour, and Lachlan Boyd will be worried. He went 989, which is too fast.
So all manner of things to keep these cars on that 990, Kerry.
Yeah, there's some trick stuff going on in these things. Jason King in the
There's a nitrous purge out of the bonnet.
Very steady, big block, very strict stuff, small block. Inside Michael Stivala. Little Kimura out of Catherine Field in New South
and a 990 dial, and of course,
yes.
The 10054 and a 990 just a little bit off the mark with Stavala and the Chimera, and the Falcon of Kings will take it nice and neat on the money.
Yeah, 990 with a 1. That's tough. Should be Darren Booth in the Mustang and Dave Goldie in the Village Motor.
The Cutlass.
Village Motors and Max Performance Cutlass. Big engines in both these, 555 and 582 cubic inches respectively.
James Bond like Gary.
Yeah, but Goldie. 993 and a 990 will be
More than good enough for a win.
Yeah, Darren Booth will be smashing the steering wheel when he reads that time sheet. Went
Yes.
997 with a 3 and lost and a better light.
Oh, and a good light too, so yeah, that's a bit of a shame.
Darlow Dwyer, I think the first time this weekend. We've seen Darlow over this side, the Precise Automatics HZ with a 383 Chev. Up against Simon Isherwood in the VR Commodore with a big block Chevrolet 565. Have they worked it out?
And they
No!
Oh,
Man,
no.
Darlow Dwyer said.
Next pair of cars pulling up to line, we've got Greg Wardle in the very, very tidy looking Dodge and Ken Moss in the Cortina on the high side of the racetrack.
It's catching up fast.
Alright, so the win there goes to Ken Moss, obviously courtesy of that red line, so we're just having a few slight technical problems up here in the commentary box. Shouldn't be too much of an issue. We'll keep plugging along as much as we can. Next pair up, we've got Blaze Hanson, the VN Commodore racing for Wizard Fabrications. This car's got a little bit of pedigree. Obviously, the big number one on the side with the previous driver and current owner of the car, Rob Harrington, taking on Mark Phillips from Gunnedah in New South Wales. From Harrington, the car this one. Well, 11.93 is a breakout for Mark Phillips. 11.13 on the 11.12 for Blaze Hanson gets the win. And all right, we can settle into things now a little bit.
Thanks for that, sir. Yeah, mate, gave me a bit of a fright then. I thought I lost my voice, and as a commentator, you can't do that.
No, you cannot. It is the golden rule. Next pair up, we've got Angela Holtz and Cameron Sendall
In the little 351 powered highlight shoot. And of course, the Mad Dog Motorsports sponsored Commodore of Holtz, a regular here to Willowbank Raceway.
Really, really tidy looking car. This one for Angela Holtz.
Driving through it. An 11.219 and an 11.15, but it's good enough for a win. Holtz will be putting the car back on the trailer.
Good opportunity to test the dialing when you get a red light in the other side
For
of the
sure.
lane. It really is a gift when it comes to elimination time. And, well, next pair of cars we've got rolling up to line. We are absolutely cranking through them here. Day 3 of the 2013 Fuchs Winter Nationals. Terry Evans, the XR Ford on the far side of the track, racing up against Guy Henry from Marsden in Queensland.
Not giving too much away on the tree either. Russington was just less than the line.
And can we please have Super Sedan to the second
The win will go to Henry. Oh, six
Nice.
campaign, 11-1-2. Getting up to 1000%. I shouldn't step in there. He's down on the track. I'm pretty sure you've got an 8-5 truck there. 653 to a 688 for Datsun. We'll be chasing around 3/10 of a second on the
No, he didn't. 665 on a 53.
distance on the tree.
Less than a light between the two.
Not far off it gets up, but I'll tell you what, it's tough to miss it. These guys won't miss it on the start line. Stephens and Gardner, I tell you. Stephens very good racer.
There's Christine knows the way down a racetrack. This is an accountant by trade. And of course, Ricky runs the Lockyer engine reconditioning up there in the Lockyer Valley at Glenelg Road.
Part of town, Glenelg Road too.
Take out the three, and Josh.
But Hanson and the Gilroy's automatic sponsored T-Buckets. Even the McCarthy Garage is sponsored for T-Bucket. All the way from Arabia, New South Wales and Cotswold Hills in Queensland for Hanson.
It's double trouble on the red car.
There's a reason behind that. Let's ask for what that's about.
So that orange Willys will get the start.
Just half a second. And will be chasing that Willys down. Controlling sanity. Let's have a look. 692 and a 675 for Taylor.
Absolutely got him. Great place. Eastern's the best time to go.
You'll have to get a stick right there. Is there a train that goes out there?
No. They really go out in the old bell. If the old bell can get there, anybody can get there.
And just waiting for Vanderbilt to come into area 3. In the stage. Marston. pulls the chute too, just across the line. Not getting knew he had at 650. Jeff Burnett, oh yes, was the first guy to do that. And Matt White said, it's 5.4, so it slipped a little bit, but 540 cubes of something. Obviously working for him, and of course when you want to go into a slam or a radical shape, they go through a lot of processes before they say yay or nay. Just looking for a good word to describe that, Kerry. Mean. It looks mean. Sliced, diced, chopped, channeled. So every trick in the book that I've got to knows has been applied to that car. It has. So I want to get him back in the yeah, they want to get him back in his tracks, he hasn't come back as well away. So turning that shorter distance, I hope they get that car straight for him. Really, yeah, they've got it right now. They need to get those front wheels straight. It's too far off, Kerry, so that's not too bad. But it is important, and he's got to get those front wheels straight before he gets up to remains, otherwise that car's going to come up. Outlaws and super gas, we need you in this staging on this, please. They're already there. But super gas, well, you told me there was somebody late. Someone's boss of the tower. No, we've got a smile on the commentator. Yes, part-time commentator, all-round good guy, Mark Allen, gives us the thumbs up. And winner in the first round. Winner. That just gets a big smile on your face. There it is. They won't be writing that off all day. Yeah, it's good too. It's amazing. It's just waiting for these boys to come in. This lane today. 719 156 mile an hour. He's well, actually, that's probably when it's small. That's capacities that you get him these days. And maybe Joe or Rob G in his funny car, and also with a 5 electric kids black. So the power of choice. Okay, that is, as I said, we were talking about it yesterday, Kerry, when they started coming into Australia, it really changed the face of racing, didn't it? Oh, yes. Great to see
Makes you wonder if like drag races misses would have to be gasses, eh? Because most of them fucking run down the track like that. They probably run fucking 10 miles a day.
firmly through the firewall.
Where are all the promo girls?
Must be downforce on the back there,
I know.
Kerry.
Yeah, there's a barbecue place
I
there.
thought I would have seen one by
Use the
now.
finger type
If
these
you
days.
walk around.
That's why I use a clear skin, but yeah, that's good.
Looking to do several things. A little bit of stability, forces the air in the right direction over the back of the car. It is a relatively short wheelbase car by comparison, say, the funny car
So the
inside.
car, yes.
So yeah, you use every trick you can to make the racing as enjoyable as you possibly can. He got out there, went 677. He broke out by 10 as
Just
well.
looking, Roger didn't open shoots then.
48. So the Aeroflow funny car, Dave.
That's what we like, and that's what the crowd like.
Absolutely. It's a great to see the different combinations that work in this class. Must be able to run around, I'm not sure what the top of Bruce Lemmer is, but I saw that where it is, so you can't go faster than 6.5. These cars probably something that got potentially low or
I'd say so too.
But it's a great class for supercharged cars. You don't have to work as hard as you do in some of the other classes.
It's more cost effective. Probably get more runs, probably give you a longer season. Yeah, and if the dollar's tight, and you want to go drag racing and you want to do it at this level, well, it's a fantastic level. It's a fantastic, exciting level of racing.
Yeah, it's always good to watch.
Draw the raw in the speedway lane.
Our famous cartoon character.
And he is. Here he comes. Well, he will be chasing Gary Galatas in at Toronto.
For Dave McGaw.
Jim McCarthy in the Trans Am. Powerful's KC and Down drivetrain sponsor. Trans Am.
With a 725, you don't want to be going about 650. So what have we got? 3 tenths, about half a second, 6 tenths for the safety second. Right behind on to the start to the black and orange car. Willowbank's going to do the chasing.
This will be very, very interesting.
McCarthy got there, went 7.40 on his 7.25, and maybe Phil Yilton and
Phil
Phil
That's
Yilton.
right. And not the same place. I thought he was, but I can see the Jay Tirana, Kevin Langridge from Capalba in Queensland. It's not too far away, is it?
No, it's over by the bay.
There you go. I'm learning. I'm learning geography in Queensland.
I was just waiting for you to call it Capalaba or Capalaba or something, but you know, because if I make any mispronunciations, please feel free to make fun of me. So Yilton at a 990 as opposed to 950 for language event, so not giving away too much on the clock, so it will only be around 1 light.
Good super gas filing for Phil Yilton, 990, and he went 990 in qualifying, which is his suggests it should take the 6 on a 9.5.
Brian Hammond in the Cortina and Gary Clark in the Tirana. And this is second round of the Power Cruise Super Sedan.
Well, and we've got some tough cars. This was a huge field. I did call one of the qualifying sessions for Super Sedan, and it was just epic. It was almost as epic as Supercharged Outlaws. That was another huge field coming into the weekend.
I tell you, some of those cars in this near side lane, it was unbelievable, the wheel stands from these boys, and they still were running the times. And it was just phenomenal.
There was an orange Falcon that I saw earlier on in the weekend, the Ute, and it just absolutely stood up.
If that's the gentleman from Air that I was talking to, I'm not too sure, but we shall find out shortly if he comes through.
That was cool.
But said that, it was sticky.
It showed just how good the track was. All right, we've got Brian Hammond in the Cortina down there in the speed flow lane. Very nicely presented car. This one racing for Hammond's Automotive. Up against the chop top Tirana over in the far lane. Gary Clark, 312 cubic inches under the bonnet of that car. Dialing him with a 1021, 920 for Brian Hammond. So around about a second on the tree.
Yeah, it's a 10-2-1 and a 10-2-1. You can't get much better than that.
Yeah, that's a pretty tough package, especially when you combine it with an 027. You might think that's a really, really good light. Keep in mind, we've seen guys go 00, 001, 002. Now, in eliminations, you want to sort of try and stay away from those 00 lights, because if you miss it by a little bit, you will end up red lighting.
Yeah.
So a safe light for these guys is probably around about the 0.02, 0.03 mark on the Christmas tree.
So Daniel Donnelly in the 57 Chev and Damien Morris in the HQ Monaro. Donnelly dialing in at an 898 and a 1079 for Morris. We'll be giving away close to 2 seconds. So it's going to be a fair bit of a wait for Donnelly on that tree.
This is a really cool looking car, this 57.
How good is it? Digs down nice and deep off the launch too.
Pretty tough car as well, 890s.
Not too sure. That's very unusual for Donnelly. I think he will be disappointed. But Morris, 1075. He will be coming back as Morris.
He will, courtesy of that red light. All right, next pair up, we've got Neil Maxwell in this Ford Probe, one of my favourite shapes.
Heavens.
It's such a slippery
Classic drag racing style car.
I remember when there was a stack of them in Pro Stock. That's
they
were the go-to Pro Stock car of the day. Guys like Joe Polino and
now you're reminiscing.
Oh yeah, I'm going back a few years now.
So Rick Nelson in the Jack Brothers XY GT Ford, dialing in at a 1047, and he will get a fair bit of a lead to Maxwell, who will be chasing down approximately around 3 seconds.
He's got a bit to make up here. I don't think he's going to get there.
And he does.
Fucking
That's
hell,
unusual.
that
1027.
flies.
A 10.5 and a 1047.
Yeah, 899's not a bad lot by any stretch of the imagination, but
you know what? It's
a tough one. It's a tough deal. All our classes here this weekend are tough. All right, next up we've got Paul Dilly in the Rocket Industries lane, the XF Falcon sedan, taking on Tom Parry, the Autobahn LC Tirana. Again, nice, clean lines on this Tirana. No, loud graphics on it. Just nice, clean. Got the sponsors logo front and centre. Just looks absolutely spectacular.
It's about getting it down there, and very. It's a promotion gift, isn't it? Really, when it's set out like that. Very easy to see from anywhere in the crowd.
Yeah.
Photographs well.
Dialing to Paul Dilly, 10:07, 9:29 on the boards for Tom Parry, which, funnily enough, is exactly the same as their best runs in qualifying. So both racers feeling that they were into their potentially qualifying. That's what they're dialing in this time around. Parry's in class.
A double breakout, a 926 to a 929 for Barry, and a 1001, 1007. Too quick for Dilly.
When you go 004 on the tree, you really, really need to win the race, because you've got a punch up your sleeve, unless the other guys in the 00s as well, in which case...
Oh, well, that was a bit of a turn up. Stephen Soma in the Chimera and Dwayne Taylor in the Chevy Monza.
be adjusting their dial in, I'd suggest, coming into the
think
next
so
round.
too.
Next pair up, we have got Bob Mason up against Noel Green, the Tirana. The 427 cubic inch Chevy-powered Tirana, really stout car, this one. And the Dodge Demon, don't see a lot of these on the racetrack, but when you do,
That is some old school style race machine, that Demon there. That does look the old. That looks late 1970s
yeah,
style,
super
doesn't it?
stock,
The
wheels
old
up,
American style. That is cool.
no wheelie bars. Yeah, that's what we want.
That is what we want. I like that you're a man from my own heart.
I do what I can. All right, we've got both cars here. Sorry, 935 and 930. Bob Mason pushed your breakout there, 1082 on the 1085.
Well, that was a good little launch too by both those cars. It's always exciting. Dale Snowden in the VX Commodore and Daniel List in the Nova. That's a tough looking Nova.
Oh yeah. And now Dylan's a 911 up against 932, so not even a light difference on the Christmas tree here.
Mackay City Auto sponsored Sonogan in the Commodore. And can we have all the modified cars to the staging lanes, please? Just waiting for List to come in and stage.
Too cool. But at 936 on a 932, probably would have gone close to winning the race if it was clean greens. But
so we will see Sonogan back in the Commodore.
It will indeed. Next up, we've got this really tough looking Ford Probe down here. Adam Solomon taking on Graham McKinnon in the HB Tirana.
And the HB Tirana, I do believe, picks the wheels up. Well, it must be the wheel stand lane this morning. Might be the right hand lane, the rocket lane, as opposed to the speed lane. Does too. Put some good top end there. 148 mile, 876 on an 874 will be good enough for the win.
All right, next up is the car that I've dubbed the scariest car in the history of the world. Like this thing is
Everyone's got their camera ready.
Nicky Hepburn, twin turbo, 540 cubic inch Chevrolet powered Gemini. Yes, you heard me right, Gemini.
She did run this thing into the 200s, just tipped onto the 200 mile an hour yesterday.
Please don't use the word tipped when it comes to this car. This car makes me really nervous watching it. But anyways, she's up against Earl McCallum in HK. 7 flat dying for Hepburn, 1076 on the
That is 7059 at 165. Still pretty good at 1078 on a 1077, but when you've got that thing motoring on down behind you, how would you feel about that?
I think she might have rolled out of it early as well.
She did
193 miles per hour, maybe just dropped the chutes a little
Mr.
bit.
McCallum probably gave her a bit of a breather on that light there.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Darren Doubleman in the Tirana and John Carbora in the Tirana.
Another high-stepping car, this Tirana. The wheelie bar set in a pretty useless position, let's be honest.
Nice wheel. 953 for Carbora. Well, too much. 921. Another one, and he will be back.
I don't like him to give up that much on the tree, to be honest with you. But, well, we move on to my next favourite car in this class. It is the 800-odd cubic inch Pontiac of Steve Fowler, driving Dad's car this weekend. Of course, this car usually campaigned by Greg Fowler, who is a multi-time national champion in this class. And if you've never seen this car run, keep in mind, naturally aspirated, 6 seconds, 200 miles per hour. This thing is quick.
Oh, that's for sure. So Judy Pukas, of course, in the Coyote Racing Camaro, 572 cubes as well on the beautiful looking Camaro. Judy is a housewife.
Have a look at the dial-ins here. 695 for the Pontiac, 1038
Oh, that's
for
a
Judy
stretch.
Pukas. Oh, this is
Judy's a season campaigner, mate. She won't be too scared about Fowler chasing her down.
And yeah, this comes back to all running your own race. As long as you can cut a good light and you know your car inside out, each car is in with an equal chance of winning one race.
689 on the 695. Oh, Fowler's gone too quick. And Judy Pukas, the housewife from Peru, will be back.
Until the Nitro Champs, that would have been under the national AT record for Super Sedan WSA. That is quite incredible. Next pair up, we've got Pete Whitburn and Stu Walsh, a 66 Chevy Nova, 555 cubic inch big block. Love this car.
Whitbourne's got it on a 10.54 and a 10.50, and an 8.80, a little bit off the money for Stewie Walsh today, but still, a lot more race to go, mate, and Whitbourne will come back around.
Next up, we've got Ned Karanovic up against Mark Harding in the far side of the racetrack. Ned Karanovic been racing his car for a long, long time. Had racing. Should be enough to take the win, and he does so. 9.54 and a 9.46 beats 8. He's around 8.47. Next pair of cars on the board, they just keep on coming. We've got who we've got down there, Andrew Johnston in the Johnson's Garage VT Commodore taking on Franco Cazzola.
Oh, that's a good drag racing name, isn't it? Yeah. Franco Cazzola. We love that. But 982, and he'll be being chased down by an 877 for Johnstone in that Holden Commodore.
Well, 982 is going to be down there.
That is a good run by Johnstone, and he will come back around at a 9807 and a 982.
Now, this is a confident guy. He's got a permanent 8 on the side of the car for the start of his dialing. That's confidence plus right there. And it's actually sign written onto the side of the car, but he's up against Michael Adams. He is dialing him at a 1064, 892 on the boards for Tony White, and he's very, very well presented Commodore.
It's only giving away around 7/10 of a second, so this will be fairly quick on the tree, only just one light and a bit. And double breakout, but a win to Adams in the Tirana, a 10.62 and a 10.63, better than an 8.84 and a 9.2.
That's a big breakout.
That is. Yeah, be cautious of that, I think.
Almost a tenth of a second there breakout. That's very, very uncharacteristic for Tony White. But
so Chris Kipper in the XW Falcon and Paul DeBlane in the BF Cobra Ute. That is a tough-looking Ute.
I'm a Ford boy through and through, so this is really my piece of cake, this Falcon.
Well, you've got both of them.
Oh, both of them.
But how good is that on the line for the Ford fans?
Yeah, we don't get a lot of joy these days, but
we'll run that through for a win. He back to what he did, 9.047 on a 9.05. Well, I'll take this.
You'll probably take that.
I'll have that.
Yeah, some of these guys, there's two trains of thought when it comes to dialing in. You can dial in hard and just let your head across the finish line. Or you can dial in a little bit on the softer side and perhaps play the back or something in the racetrack, drop the shoots a little early, maybe just drag the brake across the line, just trying to slow the car down enough. Two completely different trains of thought, and nobody's ever going to give away what they're actually planning.
Oh, funny that.
Yeah, funny that. Next up, we got second generation racer Alison Stewart. You probably remember this car when Dangerous Dougie had it, raced it for a long, long time out of the ACT. And Ali's turning into a very, very good little racer. Let me tell you, she's won a fair few races down in Sydney Dragway these days. Up against David Yanko from Portland in Victoria. Really, really good looking car, this HQU.
Yeah, a bit of a travel for both these guys, but both these competitors. But yeah, well presented cars, and you wouldn't want to be anywhere else except here today, would you?
Not at all. Ali Stewart in stage. Tree comes down, Dolly. On a 9.99, not a bad run at all, but a 9.19 on a 9.17, all on the start line there. Ali Stewart, not a bad reaction time, but just that was where she lost it, unfortunately.
Yeah, that was it.
Next pair up, we got Gary Brett in this really sleek looking Pontiac Trans Am, taking on Darren DeBleen in the Rocket Industries lane, the GT Falcon.
So both the boys here, regular here, DeBlaine of course from Dinmore, sponsored by Hoskin Site Steel, and Terrascan Mackie for Gary Brett sponsored Trans Am. It's like the next Pro Stock car.
It's a very
So Brett will take the win at 9.61 or 9.64 for Dwayne, and that's great to say. Darren is back on the trail.
Should have been looking over his shoulder there, had the reaction time advantage, was out in front and just gave it away. Next up we got, the man leading the points coming into this event, Jim Denaro, a guy who's been doing pretty nice things in Super Sedan over the last few seasons. He's chasing the national championship, taking on Michael Shaper in this 57 Chevy Ute. Yes, 57 Chevy Ute.
Yes.
Didn't know they even made one of these.
And it's not very useful at the moment in the back of that. Can't even fit a dog or anything in there.
The dog will be hanging on.
I can tell you now.
Well, Jim Denaro dialing in 987, 921 up on the boards. Shaper's going to have his work cut out for him. Breakout, a 986 on a 987, another
yeah, Shaper well, a good racing on a 921, on a 921, and it's still a pretty good light at a 080. Just goes to show that the way it works.
Can we please have
bring it all?
Can we please have Supercharged Outlaws to the staging lanes, please? Supercharged Outlaws to the staging lanes. And bottom line, if you're not already in the staging lanes, then you should be.
Giving himself a nice round. The win will go to Fairfall on a 10.04, 996 in that Ford Falcon, and the GDO Pontiac of Rock Puccini. Sadly, will go back to the bits.
That's, I think, off memory, that's number 1 and 2 in points out in the space of 2 races.
No. Well, that's racing in Willowbank.
Well, next
the Fuchs Nationals.
Have a go at this matchup. Two of the heavy hitters from Sydney. Now, Joe Zammit is a guy who is chasing the championship again this year. He's a multi-time track champion at Sydney Dragway, taking on Marco Tolomeo, who has won the Nationals in this class. He's got a couple of gold Christmas trees in his cabinet. This is going to be a good race.
Oh, well, at least one of them's coming home.
One of them will be.
That'll be it.
One of them will be. And they're actually pretty good mates off the track as well, these two guys.
So they're probably thinking, well, how did we get paired up here? Second round, what's the go with that? What were the Willowbank officials doing?
I wouldn't be surprised to see a double breakout here, because these guys will push each other right to the finish line.
A little bit of mental preparation there by Zammit.
Shallow stage for Joe Zammit. Tree comes down and 926 on the 928 for Marco Tolomeo, 1051 on 1053. Well, it was a double breakout all around, coulda, woulda, shoulda, but didn't. That's what it comes back to.
Alan Grimsey in the Capri and Alan Farah in the LJ Tirana from Jim Boomer, and Alan Grimsey, of course, from Brassel. That's old school style in that Tirana. The grey wheels, the big injection pot sticking out the bonnet.
Really nice on this one too.
Brought their game, the A game today. But Noni's run through to 9.17 to take the win.
Next pair up, we have got Stephen Griffin in the Toronto far side of the racetrack, taking on Red Smith, the 68 Camaro. racing up from South Coast Raceway down there at Portland. Really, really nice little facility, that one. And hails from Tyrandara in Victoria. So another long drive. But we've got a lot of them this weekend.
Yeah, there is. The WA guys would be testament to say, well, look, don't you go whinging about driving from Victoria. That's for sure.
Hey, we've got someone from New Zealand, and that is a really long drive.
That is a very long drive. They put a bridge in there.
Yeah, could be a tunnel. They just sort of
had a few issues last Saturday, but he's got them all sorted, and he has been racing extremely well ever since.
David Brown, long time racer, been in the modified class for quite some time, and he's raced He should be enough, I think, and it is 7-8-0 on a throwing some of these guys a bit of a curveball this morning. I don't know why, I'm just looking at it, the diamonds seem to be a little bit all over the place with as far as what the actual elapsed times are. They're not as sharp as they usually are, these Super Street guys.
Just trying to think what the temperature was and the conditions were yesterday. I thought it was very similar though, Russ, but I'm not too sure, mate. So Dean Gorman in the HZ, the Holden Statesman, and Brett McKelveen in the HQ 350 shed powered HQ with the Queensland Tyre Professional sponsored, and an R&J tilt tray sponsored. Very slick looking Statesman there.
Very nice looking car, R&J tilt tray on board, helping out their racing endeavours.
Giving away close on a second on the tree, a second on the in time, but hey look, this is dial your own, let's see what happens.
Well, it does make it very difficult when you're sitting there watching your opponent head on down the racetrack. It makes for a tough old time, but certainly got 2 tenths up his sleeve, I would say he will probably get the win, and does so. 12.39 on score 1.8. Beats an 11.17 on 11.16. That is the importance of reaction times. Look at the margin of victory here. 0.0002 of a second. That is incredibly close.
It's a tough gig, isn't it?
It's a tough old gig. All right, next pair up, we've got Mitchell Bauer and Chris Height. Height in the Toyota Hilux. Very smooth-looking car, this one.
Hey, once again, another regular up here quite often, both these drivers, Chris and Mitchell. Regulars up here quite often for the sportsman events. Both very, very slick. There you go, that'll tell you the
Nothing in it. This one is well and truly alive. Both cars just pulling alongside each other at the finish line. I think the Tirana's there. And he is 12.13 on a 12.10 dial. He takes out 11.20 on 11.17. Another race, 8 thousandths of a second that time around margin of victory. These guys and girls are putting on one hell of a show here this morning in Super Street.
Kane Schwartz and in the Donnelly blasting Speedway Lane, and Mark Rosso in the Camaro. A couple of Camaros on the line there. It's very nice looking cars too. I'll tell you what, the boys, you're right, must be up early this morning doing a few laps, just getting their...
they've had their Weet-Bix, that's what it is. And their Weet-Bix, very sharp on the tree. You know, you got to wake yourself up. They're all hyped up on coffee.
Trying to chase the Rosso, but not going to happen today.
I'll put the pockets on him there. Too much coffee.
And he's run it through to an 11.73 and an 11.74, but it'll take the win due to the fact that the big red cherry from Schwartz.
Breakout by 6 thousandths of a second. That is very, very tight. Next pair of cars we've got rolling up to line. It is Christine Kilmeister in the Rocket Industries Lane HK wagon over on the far side of the racetrack. Taking on Lucas Holtz, the Mad Dog Motorsports LC Tirana. Again, two very tough competitors here. 11.83 the dial in for the wagon, 11.14. So the Tirana's going to be doing the chasing this time around.
Yep, and we did mention that Kilmeister the other month, probably about a month ago up here, she actually did ride on a dial in and a triple O light. So that's something that is pretty slick. Shows that she's good. A 0.98 for Holtz. And I think you can put your money on Kilmeister, a double breakout, but an 11.81 on 11.83 and 11.08 on 11.14, just a little bit too quick for Holtz. And Kilmeister will be back with that beautiful little wagon.
And the cars keep on coming. Big field in Super Street this weekend. Next pair up, we've got Robert Winterburn in the far side of the racetrack, the Holden Commodore 308 powered car, taking on Brad Todd, the Fat Pipes HQ Monaro.
Yeah, how good is this, Russ? I'll tell you what, so round 2, we're getting through them quick and, quick and fast, and it's all happening. A lot of exciting racing. Stuck around last night and called the JDs and the bikes, and those JDs. 0-69.
That's going to really find there. 0-1. He's got half a tenth up his sleeve. Should get there, I would suggest, the Monaro, and he does.
You got it spot on.
11.05 with 4 and 11.05 dialing. That's a pretty stout run indeed. 11.72 and 11.67. Not a bad run by any stretch of the imagination.
Especially for the number 2 qualifier.
Next pair up, we've got James Barnes, the winner of the Nitro Champs in Super Street. Took home the gold Christmas tree down in Sydney, so obviously chasing some points this weekend. Racing for Big H Racing, taking on Harry Georges in the Gemini. Pretty cool little car this one.
That is. Giving away second on the clock. Probably around 2.5 flights, so thereabouts. 0-26 for
He'll have to back off the throttle at the top end, does so, gets the win.
That's pretty good. I'm pretty sure it's got a 4-cylinder in it.
Looks like maybe a few.
Daryl's got a chin on it. It's sticking out the line. Yeah, let's check it out. Look at this line, Daryl Woods. The smoothest.
Two new cars coming up again soon. But yeah, look, I started off with the Datsun here. We still got that racing and super compact. We've got a new driver in that. Once then I stepped up to the Mitsubishi stable, my 4-cylinder turbo style car. But yeah, look, exciting category, real exciting stuff, and the future is looking really good in this category. Tell us about your new cars that you've got coming. Obviously, they're absolutely immaculate. All the fans can see them behind the main grandstand this weekend. Tell us a little bit about them, the power plants you're going to be running and what they are. Yeah, look, the 2 GDRs, originally I bought one of these GDRs and then we bought a second one because there's only 3 of them in the world. So we've got the 2 of those now, we've got the molds for them, and we just looked at with Kelly coming on board as a new driver in the jet racing team. We've sort of said, well, you know what, let's try and make 2 of these. Bring out a 2K field for Factory Extreme and 2-car team for jet racing. Moving forward, yeah, they're going to be a twin turbo V6. There'll be a full length capacity starting out, real blocks. That's where we've got them going out. The development time frame going in is huge at the moment, so yeah, we're really taking the next level with those 2 cars. Well, it is a fantastic concept, the Factory Extreme concept. I'm looking forward to seeing them on the racetrack over the weekend. Make sure you get down here over the course of the weekend in the Sportsman Pit area. They're here, they've got the big sign up. Make sure you check it out before the weekend's through.
Excellent work there from Rusty Gregory, and I tell you what, Factory Extreme coming up very soon. On track at the moment, Mick Baghdadi, and beside him, Damien McKern. Mick Baghdadi, what a story for him so far this weekend. Came out absolutely destroyed. Together, they've done a great job. 6.99, 193 miles an hour, Poe.
That is really flying.
That is awesome pass there for Baghdadi, especially after the night they would have had. Damien McKern, look at him as well, a 6.81 with a 5 in the... very good. Of course, you had your first round of racing last night as well, Joe on a solo, so he's already got 1 tick against his name. And round 2. We just saw Don Rogoli push back, however, is containing at the hit of the throttle. We'll do the right thing and just pull over to the side of the racetrack. But as I said, get down to the Good Times Racing pit. They've got a whole stack of shirts on sale there at the moment. They've got Mad Clown, Good Times Racing shirts, and they're
construction and mining project. On-site rental group offers specialist amenities such as pre-configured lunchrooms, first aid units, change rooms, security officers, toilet blocks, on-site rentals, 13,
well, Rob, I saw you making the broken sign there for Chris Tate. Chris Tate's never broken.
It looked weird. He did the burnout. The car actually shook from side to side. The RPM come down. It's all over for Chris Tate. Not the case at all.
Not the case at all. He has actually been playing around with the rear end of this car, trying to get it stiffened up. Also got a whole stack of t-shirts.
I think he's definitely hit it hard on the start line. 816.
Said it got a little bit scary last weekend when he crossed the centre line on the back wheels.
Twice.
Yes. Clint George just burning out in the Cavalier in the speed flow lane now. In beside him is Jai Schluter. Actually managed to catch up with Jai. This would have been his very first 8-second pass with an 8.62. However, he has gone quicker than that again yesterday when he came out went 8.55. And this car is for sale. He's decided they've done enough with this car and they're going to move on.
I heard that rumour. The killer red tomato, if you want a car that looks fantastic, wheel stands and goes fast, here is an offer for you.
I find it very disappointing Jai stepping out of this car. It has been one of my personal favourites over the years.
I'd like to get back to Jai and say, how long has he actually owned the car? Many years.
You'd almost say original owner-driver, but Jai's not that old. But he has owned it for a very long time. Clint George in the Cavalier, as I said, he's currently our number 3 qualifier, a 7.39 on the boards, and Jai, that 8.55 has got him sitting in 14th qualifying position. Great footage up there on the big screen. You can see all ages of drag racers coming out here. We just had a little baby up there, little headphones on.
Great fun, but Jai Schluter focusing on the fact he's got better numbers, he's classified in B gas. That's right. George beside him though, Nationals.
Mario Barbon, though, he's currently in 8th position with an 8.49. On this occasion in the BL Calais goes on through for an 8.44, 145.